We're going to send things back over to Brad Broders, who is live on the scene and has been live on the scene for several hours. You just gave us a significant update just a few moments ago.
Yeah, Yvonne, I just want to reiterate what Rudy just mentioned. You all are doing a great job continuing to keep us afloat and up to date. But let me just reiterate two key pieces of information I just found out in the last couple of minutes. First, a source within the Collierville Police Department tells us that the shooter was an employee at this Collierville Kroger who had recently been fired. A second significant update, we are now hearing from the one person other than the shooter who we know has died after this shooting. I'm going to read you a post from the son of that victim. I do not want to give the name out of privacy on air, as potentially other family members are learning about this. But let me just read a little bit about this Facebook post. Dear friends, it is with a heavy heart that I must inform you that my mother has died from her wounds. I spoke directly to the trauma surgeon. She was shot directly in the chest. EMTs attempted CPR at the hospital. They tried to save her, to no avail. I apologize for the graphic details, but this type of crime needs to stop being glossed over and sanitized. No one deserves this. We will continue to update family and friends with funeral arrangements in other news as it becomes available. He says, I cannot believe I am typing this, but my mother was one of the victims today at the shooting in Collierville. We do not know right now if that victim was an employee at this Kroger or just a customer going about their afternoon at the grocery store. That will be finalized, we believe, in the next update. Less than an hour, we're expected to hear again from Collierville Police Chief Dale Lane. Chief Lane has worked in this community a long time, and if you're just joining us, I've never seen him as shaken up as he was this afternoon in the immediate aftermath of this deadly active shooting situation. Chief Lane described this situation inside this Kroger earlier this afternoon as the most horrific ever in the town of Collierville. This is a community that doesn't deal with a lot of crime, much less a situation of this magnitude, an active shooting. This is a situation many of us here in the Memphis market we might see in California or New York or Florida. But now this active shooting has come right here to our community. And tonight, as we go into the evening, a dozen families, two families who don't have a family member tonight, one of them being the shooter, according to police. This investigation is underway, but their long healing process will also be underway here in this community. And at the first news conference, Chief Dale Lane talked about the heroism of his officers as they ran into the store. Let's take a listen to that sound.
This is one of the most resilient communities in America, and one of the best police departments. I'm very thankful. I watched guys that ran into the front of that building, knowing that historically, not in this case, but historically, many of these shooters have very high-powered rifles, and not one of them hesitated going in that front door.
And that's significant from Chief Dale Lane of the Collierville Police Department. It was unclear at this time when they went in. The call came in at 1:30. First responders were going into this grocery store 4 minutes later. They didn't know, was there one shooter? Were there multiple shooters? What kind of weapon was involved at this situation? Tragically, as we know, I'm thinking about Aurora, Colorado, San Bernardino, Las Vegas. I mean, the cities go on and on. We can rattle them off in our head. Florida, at Stoneman Douglas High School back in 2018. Another active shooting here in Collierville, but like the others, you don't know. Is this person have a high volume capacity rifle that can unload hundreds of bullets within seconds? They didn't know that, but those officers ran into this Collierville Kroger and went aisle by aisle, working with those injured, treating those who had been shot, assisting those workers and customers who were hiding in freezers, in offices, trying to stay out of the potential sight line of that active shooter. So, again, this is just a lengthy investigation, but again, it's a lengthy healing process that this community is now embarking on. This is the latest community in the United States of America that is dealing with the aftermath of an active shooting where in this case, a dozen people are injured, multiple people are killed, and Collierville is now getting national attention for all the worst of reasons. It has come to our area, and we are dealing with that tonight, Yvonne.
Brad, thank you so much. Before we let you go, let's stay with these first responders for just a second. The bravery of those men and women who went inside of that store, today they needed that. The folks in that store needed that kind of safety, security, that heroism that they showed today, which is remarkable. We cannot understate that enough.